I'm in a hot field, I'm working and cannot chill. And what's next? Power moves, we sign that X. How would you? Your expressions, they say everything but gratitude. I'm spreading love throughout, that's my attitude. Seize my opportunity, even with you trying to grab it too. Overflow with this passion, just doing what I have to do. Overload your track list with these hard bits, came crashing through. Smashing too, mashing too, cashing so much in action too. Blasting tunes, double that limit, how fast I flow when I'm passing you. Do you overflow? Do you overflow? I'm asking you, it's to the max when you roll with me, and that's true. Overflow, overflow, I got that overflow, over and over, got that overflow, I own the flow, overkill, it's overkill, over real, it's over so, it's overflow, overflow, got that overflow, over and over, got that overflow, I own the flow, overkill, it's overkill, over real, it's over so, it's overflow. Artificial intelligence helps us meet the needs of tomorrow today. By 20. Is that my music weaponized? Wise raps on my tracks specialized. Record-wise, you should recognize. Everybody listening, what you saying? Super like stitches up like butane. Sound bumming like boring on the crew band. Nick Palmer West Coast and I'm the new flame. Real hawks in that way. Bringing out the box in that way. Living in the box in that way. We can't lose in that way. Fuck what you say, do it my way. All right. And just like that, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to Roto Wild Fantasy Sports. I am Bolts Bolton with Roto Wild Fantasy Sports, rotowild.com. Also, we have the Fiverr.com/RotoWild. Go ahead and check us out on Fiverr. This is what the gig looks like. One day winner, slate of your choice that day only. I will deliver 30 minutes prior to contest starts. It is $5 for this basic gig, Roto Wild, running wild on DFS. So that is me, Bolts Bolton, Roto Wild Fantasy Sports. That is the community. Go ahead and check us out on Roto Wild Fantasy Sports. This is going to be at rotowild.com. At rotowild.com, we are a DFS community. DFS's daily fantasy series in general can be frustrating. You need expert advice from players that have won many large prizes. In the midst of handicappers with multiple entries, we have an interactive forum. Our members are our contributors. Our contributors are our winners. We have won multiple fantasy first places in MLB and NBA. We can help you do the same. Sometimes you got to go with your gut. And if your gut is saying Roto Wild might be able to help me win, then you got to book our service now. Our members are going to win. Large guaranteed prize pools. Are you in? Roto Wild Fantasy Sports. Go ahead and check us out on Fiverr. This again is what the Fiverr gig looks like. Just like this. You continue right here by hitting continue. This is on the link www.fiverr.com/RotoWild. Click the gig. I will help you win on FanDuel. 1 day winner, $5. Okay? Now, we got a big slate today. All right? As we take a look at today's games, you got Washington at Orlando, New York in Brooklyn, Miami in Cleveland, Sacramento in Memphis. You got LA Clippers. Oh, the LA Clippers. You got them in Chicago, Toronto at Houston, Charlotte at Milwaukee, Detroit at Dallas, Minnesota at Utah, Phoenix at Denver. Right, so you got a lot of big games. You got this clutch suspension of Nikola Jokic. Yikes. Pretty interesting suspension. It feels like some shaping going on there. A lot coming up, though. You know, we've got the NBA trade deadline coming. Lot to look forward to. So, as always, I have the chat open. So go ahead and send us a message. Let us know. Are you excited for NBA trade deadline? I suspect during this show I will talk a little bit about the trades, trade rumors, and so forth. But right now, let's just greet everybody to the show. So, welcome everybody here watching on YouTube. I want to welcome the audience on YouTube. Thank you again for joining us here at Roto Wild Fantasy Sports. All right, our audience, we're on YouTube there. Go ahead and send us a message if you're joining us on YouTube. Now, there we got the slate pulled up. Everything looks good there. So again, if you're joining us on YouTube, please just join in. Let us know maybe who your best play of the day is, or if you're excited for NBA trade deadline. Right? That's kind of what we're going to be discussing a little bit today, in addition to setting up our lineup. So, also, our audience here on YouNow, go ahead and join in. Let us know how we're doing with a thumbs up, or maybe join us in the chat and let us know if you're excited for NBA trade deadline or maybe some trades we should talk about. Naturally, I'm here in Los Angeles, so I'm wearing the Clippers jacket, but
I want to talk Lakers. Let's talk a little Lakers. Now, me personally, I think LeBron definitely is going to need some veteran help. Now, do you agree LeBron will need some veteran help? That's a good question. Can he do it with all these young kids? Or does LeBron need a veteran or two over there? I think he needs a veteran or two or maybe three. Right? And so this isn't necessarily fantasy sports related, right? But I like to bring up the trade deadline. Now, let me see here. Let's show the Roto Wild. Roto Wild, this is the Roto Wild Fiverr. So fiverr.com/Roto Wild, and I'll help you design a lineup that'll win you cash today in today's slate. A huge NBA slate, as you can see, with all these big games. Major cash up for grabs. Most likely you've joined too many entries anyway. Let one of those entries be mine. Just pay me the $5 on Fiverr, and I will create this lineup for you. Now, as always, the chat is open. Here's the link for the Fiverr. Please join us on the chat. Right now we're talking NBA trade deadline. Does LeBron need some veteran help? All right, that's kind of what I'm discussing right now. So I think it's possible that the Lakers could do some amazing trade here and make the team like really solid, right? So I like when I see the trade deadline looming, I like to think of players that everyone seems to have forgotten about. Like I seem to love that. I seem to love the players that it's like, oh, I haven't thought about that guy in forever. Right? One of those guys is here. He plays for the New York Knicks. His name is Kristaps Porzingis. Now, the Knicks aren't going to let go of Porzingis, right? We all know that. So, like, it's like just dreaming, thinking that the Lakers could get Porzingis, right? So, perhaps it is a dream. But they're also thinking they're going to get Anthony Davis. So, I don't see how Porzingis is less of a stretch than Anthony Davis. That's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is not just Porzingis that people have forgotten about. There's another player. He's on this team. There he is. His name is Kevin Love. Kevin Love is, to me, the most forgotten player in NBA history. Like, everyone is forgetting that Kevin Love still plays basketball. Right? So, and that he's already played with LeBron for years. They've got like a lot of chemistry. He played for UCLA, the King of Westwood. I think, I don't know. It just seems like the King of Westwood and the King in general are going to link up here again, back in LA, more veterans around LeBron, right? So it's like you would start Rondo, you'd have Carmelo, you'd have Kevin Love, LeBron. I mean, whatever you got to do to set that up, whoever you get rid of, you still have one or two young buck Laker kind of dudes that can do their damn thing. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think here about Lakers, Love, and Anthony. You know, maybe we send that out to the Twitter sphere real quick. All right. Let's go ahead and do this.
For as low as $60 per person per day. Big things are happening every day. If you need some help along the way, that's why Nationwide is on your side.
Let's do this. Let's go Lakers. Let's go ahead and just start up a trade rumor. What do you guys think? I like this idea. If we go ahead and just tweet this out, and we say something like Lakers could get Kevin Love and Carmelo to join at Rondo and at LeBron James. You see? Crazy. And you know, we got to love fantasy NBA. So as you can see, I'm over here just having some fun here on the internet. Gonna send out this tweet. But again, I will set up your lineup. It looks just like this. The Fiverr gig, it's $5. You go ahead and book the Fiverr. All right, there's the tweet. I just sent that out. So go ahead and retweet that if you're watching the show, right? Go ahead and retweet the tweet. Let me pull it up here so everyone can see the tweet. I think it's pretty good. There it is on my Twitter feed there. All right, if only at the Lakers get at Kevin Love and at Carmelo Anthony to join at Rajon Rondo and at King James fantasy basketball. Oh, I got a little screw up there. Oh, nothing I can do now because it's Twitter, y'all. At NBA TV, at RotoWild $5 lineup. Yep, there we go, man. But again, I touched on the $5 lineup because the $5 lineup is what's important. Why? Because we're here today to win the cash on FanDuel. That's why you're watching the show. It looks a little bit like this. We've got the lineup ready to go, ready to rock. We're going to build a winner here. I've been building them live here on TV, but now we haven't been giving away the picks. In order to get the picks, you have to pay for the Fiverr. It is $5 on the Fiverr. Just go ahead and click on the link. Again, the chat is open. Go ahead and join us anytime with the chat. Alright, so that looks good. Alright, so again, if you're watching on any of the platforms, go ahead and join us. Let us know how you're feeling about today's NBA lineups. The Fiverr is ready to go. The Fiverr again looks a little bit like that. You just click on it, 1-day winner, slate of your choice, that day only, and I will deliver 30 minutes prior to contest start. And as far as the chat goes, we've been discussing the Lakers and Laker trades and what might help the Lakers. But I am wearing the jacket of the Clippers, so I'd like to discuss the Clippers a little bit. The Clippers aren't really in the buy, they're kind of like in the middle. They don't know if they're going to buy or sell, whatever. But I think they should get a starting center. The loss of DeAndre Jordan was pretty significant. I mean, he's like an all-time Clipper great in reality, right? They're saying he's probably going to be one to retire his jersey, that kind of thing. So, I mean, that's pretty significant, right? And you got Marcin Gortat and Boban Marjanovic. It's not enough. It's just not enough. I really think it'd be a good idea for the Clippers to really consider perhaps playing, getting a starting center there, right? So there are some pretty good ones coming up here, or I think that are available. You might be able to snag one for the Clippers, a starting center. Yeah, that's what I would say. If I were the Clippers, I'd be looking at that. And I guess let's leave that at that. Let's get going on to some FanDuel, right? So if you're watching, we're here to build a lineup. I will build you a lineup on FanDuel for $5. It looks just like that. And I hope everyone's feeling good today because it's going to be a big day and we're going to win a lot of money, right? So let's start talking about value options on the slate. And maybe I'll give you 1, 2 value options, and we'll call it a day. Go ahead and book the service. I look forward to seeing you guys win today. I mean, it's exciting. This is going to be a big day. You got a number of players out on suspension. A lot of strange things will happen. At least they'll be strange to other people. To us, they'll be expected, and we're going to win. We're going to win big. All right. So all right, a couple value guys that I like today. All right. It says Larry Nance's game time decision. I'm looking to someone like maybe this guy, Bagley the third, or maybe someone like a Buddy Hield, someone like that. All right. So Bagley or Buddy Hield, who do you think would have a better game? It's a good question. Hmm. So I think that's about it, guys. I'm gonna probably log off and start building the lineup. Like I told you, I've got a couple value plays there. Bagley, Buddy Hield. I'm looking at. The chat's open. If anyone wants to join in and chime in and ask me to stay. I mean, if you'd like me to stay and keep going, please just let me know, or else I'm gonna log off. How's it going? Mm. Everybody, please just join in. Let me know how everyone's doing. I was just talking about maybe who the Lakers could acquire instead of keeping all the young kids. The Lakers could perhaps get some veterans, including Carmelo Anthony. On top of Carmelo Anthony, maybe they get Kevin Love and they reunite Kevin Love back with LeBron. I think it'd be a pretty good idea considering, they're so young at the moment, and I mean, Kevin Love's not doing anything up there in Cleveland. He's injured at the moment, but if he could come back by playoff time, I think that's a pretty good idea. Uh, Go ahead and let us know what you think. Roto Wild DFS. Again, this is mostly about fantasy sports. except instead of building the lineup here, you need to pay, and I will make the lineup personally for you. It is $5 on Fiverr.com. There's the link, Fiverr.com. You just go ahead and request today's slate, and I will build a lineup for today that you can play. Now, I'd like to hear from everybody that's watching the show and that's following us. That'd be great. Whether you're watching us on Periscope or YouNow, please just join the chat. It will pop up here in the chat section for us, for all of us to see. What do you guys think about the Lakers getting Carmelo Anthony, maybe Kevin Love, a couple veterans to help out LeBron? Aside from that, who's the best play on today's fantasy slate, right? So we're looking at today's fantasy slate. I'm looking at some value plays like Buddy Hield or Bagley. So who's the better value play, Buddy Hield or Bagley? What do you guys think about that at the moment? And let's see what's going on Periscope. How's everyone doing joining us on Periscope? Do you like Bagley the third or Buddy Hield for a value play? So go ahead and join us in the chat there on Periscope as well. We're also chatting on YouNow. Um, I hate to just say people's names right out that are part of the audience, but I'd like you to join in. If you are watching, let me know what you think about the trade deadline, or who's your team, who's your NBA team, who do you follow the most? Are they playing today? Are they going to win today? I'd like to hear from everybody. So I am monitoring all the platforms. So, I'm ready if you'd like to join in. Maybe you have a question about the fantasy slate. You have a question about the fantasy slate, go ahead and shoot. I'll do that too. I remember during our last session, someone asked about on DraftKings about a chalk play. Uh, Something similar to that. I will go ahead and give up the information for that as well. But a little bit about what the channel is all about. The channel is about Roto Wild Fantasy Sports, and Roto Wild is running a promotion here for Fiverr.com, Roto Wild, where you had a one-day winner, a slate of your choice that day only. I will deliver 30 minutes prior to your contest. This is for FanDuel, FanDuel.com. I will help you win on FanDuel for only $5. I will design your lineup. A little bit about myself. I am Bolts Bolton, winner of 38,000 in prizes on FanDuel alone. So I can definitely help you win. I've already have some wins this month. It's been a very hot month, and all my followers and everyone that's booked the gig is happy with what's going on over at Roto Wild Fantasy Sports. We do have the interactive chat here. The chat is meant to be interactive, so join us with any thoughts about the NBA, about fantasy, any questions about fantasy. Maybe you have a question about FanDuel in general. Uh, but that's really what the channel is all about. It's about this Fiverr gig. So you can book the Fiverr gig. And it's about Roto Wild Fantasy Sports. Roto Wild Fantasy Sports, a DFS community. It is free to join. You'll want to go to rotowild.com. When you click log in, it's very easy. It says, are you already a member? Log in. If not, go ahead and sign up with Facebook or Google, right? So it's very easy for you to become a member. Our members are getting information, from myself and from the other members of the community that have signed up for free. All right, so that's how that works. On top of that, the Fiverr gig is available, and we're having a little fun on Twitter, right? Where we just sent out this tweet: if only the Lakers get Kevin Love and Carmelo Anthony to join Rajon Rondo and King James fantasy basketball, Roto Wild. Just having a little fun. So if you see that tweet, go ahead and tweet it out and follow us on Twitter. Of course, the chat is open, and in the chat, I do have the link there for you to book the gig. So go ahead and book the gig, all right? And let's win some money. There's a lot of money up for grabs today. All right. As we look at the FanDuel slate, just the contest that I have open there, we can all see is worth a large prize. 20 grand. 20,000, you guys, right there. There it is. 20,000 in prizes. 10,000 to second place. I could do any of the top 10 prizes and I'd be very pleased. 500, 700, 1,000, 1,500. All of these for my $7 entry. So this would be the contest I would join also if I were you. Again, if you're joining us and you join this contest, I will build a lineup for you for $5. It's very simple. You click on our gig there. I will help you win on FanDuel. It looks just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that up for just a second. While that's back up, we'll do is we'll get the music going again here. I'm glad we got the music going, and then let's see how everyone's doing here. I hope everyone's enjoying the show. Join us again. We do this daily where we promote the Fiverr gig. The Fiverr gig is shown here. I will help you win on FanDuel. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we will catch you next time. Thank you.